And welcome, everyone. We are back. And when we last left our intrepid heroes, it was on quite a cliffhanger. We have seen the armies for a moment turning their attention away from each other upon Dogbreath, just as he tried to raise the fallen Prince of Owls from the dead, only to see the prince come back as a monster with tentacles bursting out of his mouth and eye sockets. We have also seen a massive eye open up on Dogbreath's chest, and when we last saw our heroes, an eye beam had been launched out of the eye directly at Chadrick, who had fallen backwards through a portal into a mass of tentacles. What would we like to do?
I think I should go first.
Yes, Dogbreath.
I didn't mean to. I'll raise my hammer, and I'll say, "Begone, you beast!" And I'm gonna cast Toll of the Dead on the Prince of Owls, who is
The guy that was dead that is now
That was
alive.
dead guy,
He's
yeah.
dead.
You were bringing back, you're gonna re-killify him, is that right?
Yeah, Rekillify, that's it.
I want to retry my revive.
Absolutely. Yeah, that didn't go so well the first time. We're going to try it again. You cast Toll of the Dead, and immediately the tentacles bursting out of the Prince of Owl's mouth begin to start to rot away. He is going to try a wisdom saving throw to resist this attack. And with a critical hit,
I don't know.
I am sorry to say that the Prince of Owls starts to rot away, and then the tentacles burst out in even greater numbers from out of the orifices of this poor giant owl person.
I can't heal. I can't save. I can't hurt. What do I do? I just want to try one little thing. Okay, I'm gonna do 4th level mass healing word, and I want to just everyone to feel the love of my mistakes.
Okay.
And just I want to go. Definitely Tumpy's within my range. He's like bloodied and battered.
Yeah.
Yes, right nearby.
9 points of healing.
Ooh, that's
I
pretty.
heal, buddy. You roll
I heal nothing, I'm
2d4
full health
plus your
power.
bonus?
Yeah, that was the only I rolled bad.
Oh,
Absolutely.
what? He's a freak. He's a freak.
I heal you.
He's a freak. I don't care. What are you?
You also notice as your turn is ending, Dogbreath, there is a shape in the distance that does not appear to be any of the bird folk or other forces of air that are floating around. It is appearing from around one of the floating battle towers of the air fleet. And it looks to be, based on your passive perception, a figure on what appears to be a magic carpet racing in your direction. That is where I would like to invite our new player.
Mr. Michael.
Mr. Michaels.
Yes. Join us, my good friend.
Welcome.
Welcome, Mr. Michaels.
Mr. Michaels.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, Sigmund, the Prince of Owls, is taking this opportunity to lash out at you with one of his tentacles as you flew by. Normally with flyby, you would not provoke attacks of opportunity, but
This is a
the
natural
natural one, he is reaching out with a single tendril, chasing after you with the 22 to wrap a tentacle around your leg and just yoink you right back into the threshold of the sphere that is Tori. You don't land, but you kind of get yoinked in, and you are now restrained by the Prince of Owls. Prince of Owls gets one more tentacle attack, and he's reaching out at you, Dogbreath. Dogbreath, that is only a 14. That does not hit your armor class?
No.
Okay. Tentacles reach out, and one opens up almost like a predator's mouth, kind of, and like lashes out to try to strike you like a face hugger on
Don't
the face.
attack your mommy.
Absolutely. You kind of flinch back saying that. It's almost like the tentacle hearing that hesitates, like, what the fuck? And then reorients itself to maybe go after Sigmund or somebody else. But that is the Prince of Owls' turn completed.
Tumpietta, we have to get out of here.
But what happened to him? We need to help him. Can we still help him?
There's nothing we can do. We have to go.
There has to be something.
He's a tentacle man.
Please roll with advantage a persuasion check
Cool.
up on your sister.
He's a tentacle man.
He's a tentacle man. That's why you have advantage.
He's a
on this.
tentacle man, and I'm a 19.
And with a 19, you see tears continue to drift away from her eyes, cloudy tears, and she looks at you and says, But if we leave, is there still a chance? I feel something. I think he's still somewhere. Can we help him if we go?
Maybe. Let's talk about it later. I'm sorry, Tumpietta.
We'll talk about it. But I'm not giving up on him. She takes one last look as more tentacles are growing from his mouth and eyes, and then she has to look away.
I am, she can't. Can you move? Are you
You
able to-
notice as she tries to paddle through the air, she can only move like 10 feet for her speed. It's like a cloud trying to fight the air, and every time there's an air current, she's getting kind of like propelled around. As the
None
winds
of that.
this wind.
I paddle her.
You take your paddle out.
Please.
Absolutely. You start fanning her along. You have the perfect implement for this.
Here we go.
Please make an acrobatics check.
I'm good at
to
acrobatics.
Paddle your sister.
Need not worry. I got a 21.
Very
With
good.
the 21,
Yeah.
you were able to move her full speed in whatever
Full speed.
direction you want. Where are you going, Tumpy?
We have to go home. Let's go to Riven. We start wafting.
She takes one last look at the prince and then allows you to waft her full speed
Let's go!
towards the
Here we
rift.
do. Full
And you are more than halfway there. You can see as you look over the edge of the rift the spires and towers of the city of Riven below. You're almost
sweet home.
free.
And I know a lot of homes.
Absolutely.
While I see this, I don't know if I'm disappointed that Tumpy left because I understand, but I'm also just heartbroken a bit. I don't even call out to him because I don't.
Absolutely.
I look back and I give a quick glance at the scene happening below me.
Say anything back. Dagger. Absolutely. At this point, you can see that Tumpy and Tumpietta are making good on their escape because all the attention is still on Dogbreath. The air troops are also getting ready to fire at Dogbreath, shouting cries in Primordial, which you understand, Sigmund, of vengeance for the Prince of Owls. Dogbreath. 2 archers are firing at you. One birdfolk flies up really close, like he's trying to get you in his sights, while one arrow just gets caught by Tori and whisked off in another direction. I'm going to ask, does a 22 hit your armor class? Absolutely. That arrow is going to be hitting you for a total of 11 points of damage coming your way. And
Don't blame you.
And that is the armies going. I am going to ask now, as he hurtles closer and closer to us on his magical carpet, Benjamin Barvis Buckley, what would you like to do right now?
I look down and see this band of 2. I see this one flying past me.
Correct.
I lock in with Dogbreath. As the wind hits my face, a single tear drops from mine eye. I say, there he is. That is the one. I zoom towards him. Ye Dogbreath man! As I approach him,
Can I hear that?
Yes, you absolutely can with your passive perception.
I fly right towards him. I begin to enter the realm of flying tentacles. Correct?
There are tentacles protruding from out of the Tory hurricane a little bit, yeah? So you can see you're almost within reach of the tentacles.
Demon, watch out! Get the hell out of here!
I leap from the carpet.
You were kind of above Tori, you leap down. Just make me an acrobatics check or athletics, whichever's
Somersaulting
better.
through the air.
Absolutely, that's gonna be acrobatics right there.
I roll a 17.
With a 17, you are just barely able to land within the cyclone that is Tori.
Perfect. I begin to swim through the air towards Dogbreath. How close am I to him?
You are now, because you're using your move to do this, you could get into melee combat with Dogbreath.
I want to be in the realm of that distance. I don't want to get into melee
You're
combat.
not quite
with him.
in melee combat. You're not reaching out to touch him. Yeah.
I would like to touch him.
You
Does
can
Tori have
get-
a reaction to this?
Yes, let me ask, is Tori allowing him to jump in?
No.
Okay, in that case, I need you to make a second acrobatics check. Tori just gave you disadvantage.
Some guy just rode into a magic carpet
Absolutely.
and then screamed and then tried to dive bomb into me. Oh my God.
25.
With the 25, you're
was
taking
your
the 17.
disadvantage?
That was his disadvantage.
Oh, he's getting right in there.
So you taking the lower of the two still managed to. Tori tried to like pick up speed to knock this guy out of the sphere. You still managed to land just fine. She didn't do it in time.
Am I in touching distance of him?
You are now within touching distance of dog breath. Yeah.
I touch
Get
him.
away from me!
I cast Dimension Door.
What?
Please make an athletics check to grab dog breath. Dog breath, if you're resisting this, you can make an athletics or acrobatics check.
I rolled a 19.
I mean you no harm. I roll an 8.
You try to grab dog breath. He yanks his arm away from you. You are not able to grab him.
Seek to help you.
How the fuck did you get in here?
We have precious little time. There are tentacles here. I left my carpet out there. Come with me if you're smart.
No! We gotta kill this thing! Don't look at me, it's disgusting!
The Kraken lashes out with a tentacle at dog breath, but depending on how it does, it may actually be hitting the person right next to dog breath. Okay, that is, even with disadvantage, 20 on the attack roll against dog breath.
Oh,
dog breath
geez,
is that
shit, I
against you.
took a hit there.
Maybe you should have taken that dimension door.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Dog breath, you just took 19 points of damage,
wow.
and you are restrained by the tentacle. As the coils wrap around you,
Oh,
they
no.
begin to pull you out of Tori's sphere and drag you closer to the Kraken. You are pulled 20 feet out of Tori.
No! I seek to cast inspiration.
Yes. You can. Who would you like to inspire?
I love you.
Dog breath.
Dog breath, absolutely. What do you say to dog breath to inspire him?
I yell this. Through the hurling winds and flying tentacles. You are a healer! You healed my cousin Belinda, or do you not remember?
Roll your own intelligence check.
I rolled intelligence.
You have
I've never
advantage
rolled
on
it
this
intelligence.
for a specific reason.
Okay. First roll. A natural one.
I feel a lot of people. No
Yeah,
idea. Yeah.
Second roll. An 8.
An 8. You do not remember exactly who he might be referring to.
But I know I heal a lot of people.
You've healed a lot of people. Yeah.
Feels good, thanks.
Thank you.
There is a tentacle hurtling toward Tori.
Do I get
again.
inspiration?
Right now, dog breath. You just leveled up to level
Whoa!
11. Congratulations.
Do I heal all my points back?
You do not heal anything. No, I'm sorry to say,
Oh.
but you do gain your new hit points and your new spell slots. Benjamin,
I'm
you
in a
have
tough
given
spot here.
dog breath inspiration. Then a tentacle is going to be lashing out at the people who are still inside of Tori. I'm going to be seeing who it goes after.
Not me.
The target is, in fact, Benjamin Barvis Buckley, the new arrival. Benjamin, you are getting a 25. I am sorry to say. You are also grabbed by the tentacles.
He's dead.
You are going to be taking 21 points of damage.
my God.
Benjamin Barvis Buckley. And
Wow,
now you
he's
are
a
wrapped
skinny
up
boy.
as well as dog breath. The Kraken is dragging both of you closer and closer to its body. And that is the Kraken's legendary action, Dog Breath. We are back to you again. What would you like to do?
I'm restrained.
You are restrained. You're also inspired.
Bright side.
Yeah, on the bright side. Yeah. There's a lot going for you.
You're gonna choke to death,
Yeah.
but you feel good.
Oh, fuck. I don't think I have a spell out of this one. Hoo-wee.
The air troops are racing closer and closer, like they're going to try to pull you out of the Kraken's grasp, but you don't think their odds are good.
This thing can't grow. I've seen what happens when it takes a life. Even if it means my own, I have to. I'm gonna try now a sacred flame on the Prince of Owls, which is a thing growing out of it.
Absolutely. The creature that is still in Tori right now looks like it is turning upon Sigmund, perhaps, who is restrained by it, and you can
no.
throw a sacred flame at this creature. It would
Radiant
be... does a 16 beat your
17!
Whoa!
Whoa!
17, absolutely! You are just barely hitting this guy with a sacred flame. Well done.
Nice shot.
16 radiant damage.
16 radiant damage. Your fire hurtles towards the creature that was the Prince of Owls. Tentacles burst in different directions, and you can see him fall over. There are still tentacles trying to climb towards Sigmund with just a little bit of health left, but he is almost destroyed.
Am I
at
unrestrained?
this point. You would get another saving throw now.
yeah.
Roll 1 strength saving throw to break free after all that damage.
That would be with the owls, an 8.
An 8 is not quite enough, unfortunately.
It's got
You're
these skinny
still a
little
little
wings.
bit wrapped up by just the last remaining tentacles. He is trying to keep almost like a noose on you right now, Sigmund.
I'm sorry, Master Lester. Attuned hammer. End this. Boom!
Absolutely. The Hammer of Attune appears next to the Prince of Owls, is that
Yes.
right?
21
Absolutely.
to hit.
21 to hit.
11 spiritual damage, which I don't think is anything.
Absolutely. With 11 points of force damage, your hammer swings, knocking cleanly the head of the Prince of Owls off of his shoulder.
Oh, Jesus.
You killed him twice now.
Tentacles
No, like the
go
tentacles.
splattering everywhere,
Christ.
and Sigmund is freed as the last of the tentacles fall limp and dead to the ground.
How does the air army react?
The air army lets out a "Roar!" cry of fear, though some of them seem confused enough to have realized that, like, maybe this second death is not the more dramatic of the two deaths.
I'm sorry, Attune. I just lower my head.
Absolutely. That is going to bring us to the Kraken's tentacles again. As you sent those spells, you can see the Kraken reaching out. Tumpy's well away at this point, reaching out towards Sigmund in order to grab him.
3 restrained people.
That is going to be, even with disadvantage, a 22
Yeah,
to grab
fucking
you, Sigmund.
Wow.
Sigmund, that is a total of 23 points of damage
Whoa.
coming your way.
You watch me get crushed into a poof of feathers, and from the feathers is a wounded Sigmund remains. The owl is gone.
Now, Sigmund, when you turn back into your normal form, you are smaller. The tentacles were trying to wrap around you and pull you out of Tori, but I will give you 1 dexterity saving throw to slip free.
Fucking A,
Oh man.
a 4.
4 is not enough. The coils constrict around you, and now the Kraken has Dogbreath, Benjamin Barvis Buckley, and Sigmund in its grip, dragging you all closer to the Kraken, and in the same direction, funnily enough. And that would bring us to Sigmund's turn next.
Verse hovering in the air,
You're hovering in the air.
and I am master of plants.
You are. Yes. You can see
That's where
down
we are.
below on the island there are plenty of plants, but that's a good 30 feet down from you.
All right, I will cast on the island beneath, looking down at the foliage, which is my only recourse right now. I looked at it and I say, please help me. And the trees start to awaken. And I cast Wrath of Nature.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh.
Sounds sick.
What is that?
As the island awakens, the trees sway and you see faces on them. As they look up above, and one tree scoops down a large boulder and hurls it at the Kraken.
Yes.
4. 13 to hit.
13, 100%. With a 13 total, it hurdles
You guys
up
even knows
towards
the
the Kraken.
that ain't it.
It strikes one of his tentacles and just bounces right off his rubbery hide.
That is my turn.
Sigmund, the trees look up at you in horror, trying to reach up
just
to
can't.
free you, but they cannot reach, I am sorry
They've
to
got
say.
roots.
And that will be your action then. That
That's
would bring us to the Prince of Owls, who is slain now. That brings us to Tumpy next. Tumpy, you can see them in the Kraken's grip behind you, but you and your sister are on the threshold of the city of Riven. What do you do?
I look down at my friends captured by this beast, and I cast suggestion on the beast. I tell the beast, let them go. How about that? How about that?
It's a good idea.
Yes.
For just a moment, the Kraken's eyes gloss over, and it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Good thing they're incredibly wise.
This is a very tough roll.
Come
the
on.
Kraken
What do we
needs
need?
to
Good luck.
roll
This
really
is-
Give me something.
bad
This is
on
a tough
this.
roll.
And with a total of a 14,
No! No way!
the Kraken fails by 1
Let's
point.
go! Yes! Jumpy reigns supreme again.
For just a moment, the tentacles loosen just enough for Dogbreath, Benjamin Barvis Buckley, and Sigmund to slip free. The question I will ask is, does everyone here slip free?
Oh, fuck
of the
yeah.
tentacles? You do?
Yes, I do.
You do, absolutely. You immediately begin to fall, and then you are caught by the reverse gravity spell and start drifting away from the Kraken, but you're just hovering in the air at the same altitude
I quickly.
as the Kraken is.
Sigmund. That was me. I did that. Spread the word.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
Yes.
And I just start swimming through the air towards him, and I see him, and I knew Tumpy would not abandon me. I knew it.
Just like a
Absolutely.
shining figure in the sun. Just
Yeah, there's a glint.
yeah,
There's a
yeah.
glint
Son
in
of
the portal
Riven
behind
shining
him,
I'm such a special
like an
friend.
eclipse.
Then Tumpy, you've used your action. What would you like to do with your move or your bonus?
Hitherto, my sister, allow us to go home.
You start descending down towards Riven, and I'm going to roll. There are some bird folk who have noticed you going through that portal with the individual who is the betrothed of the Prince of Owls. And 3 birdmen begin to take up a pursuit after you, Tumpy.
We don't
They're
like that at all.
flying towards the rift as you fly through the rift. And that will bring us to Benjamin Barvis Buckley's turn next.
I reached for my pan flute.
Absolutely. Oh.
Dogbreath. You look to be in dire straits. My carpet has caught up with my feet, has brought me closer to Dogbreath. I have sought to inspire him with this.
Yes!
I've got my inspiration.
Dogbreath, you
Double
already have
inspiration.
inspiration
Double
right
inspiration.
now. I am giving you double inspiration.
Just said a full ball.
Most
a full
unique
ball.
of
I
circumstances.
propose to you, Tim, that my carpet begins to move the both of us towards this man. As it is doing so, I turn to Dogbreath. Is he a friend of yours?
Can I respond?
Yes, you absolutely can. 100%.
So I'm feeling double inspired.
You're feeling double inspired.
right now.
You just.
A flush.
The
You are
Yeah.
noticing the.
Can I do an insight
details-
check on this guy?
Absolutely, I will roll it. This guy's kind of nuts, but he is actually trying to help you out, you think, right now. You also notice that his magic carpet looks it's too thin. It looks like it's a tablecloth, maybe, that is now arriving under his feet, carrying him to you and trying to, like, pull you on board, like getting itself under your feet to carry
It's
you
a
off.
cloth that flies. Can we just call it a carpet?
Yes.
Heaven's sake.
You don't want to be near me. Everything I do turns out horrible. But there's other parts of me that if you think you can't understand or control, you'll end up like that. And I'll point to the Prince of...
The decapitated
The
tentacle.
ruined form of the Prince of Air still hovering in Tori.
Dogbreath, I see your spirits are in tatters, but I seek to help you no matter what. Is he a friend of yours, yes or no?
I'll look to Sigmund, bloodied, battered. None of his spells working.
My trees beneath swaying in the wind.
With smiles on their face. Of course. And I'll hang my head again.
My carpet is moving us towards Sigmund. Am I in touching distance?
Your carpet is able to get you within touching distance. Yes.
Giddy up, carpet.
Races towards Sigmund and is able to get him just barely on board, but you know your carpet is not designed to carry more than 2 people. As soon as it kind of goes under Sigmund, it's moving slower now, but what would you like to do?
I'm not as picky as Dogbreath. I grabs his carpet immediately.
Absolutely.
I'll take the lifeboat. Please.
And so you have Sigmund grabbing onto the carpet. Dogbreath is on board as well. You can see the Kraken within 30 feet of you and tentacles within 10.
Dogbreath has vouched for you. Pray that you trust me as well. I cast a word of recall.
Whoa!
And as you activate your word of recall, it's as though we see a blast of energy leave your mouth, extend around us, and it's like a singularity where everyone, including the carpet, is just sort of pulled into a center point like a black hole and is gone. And that is where we will switch to Tumpy for just a moment.
Wow.
Ooh, the new guy
Wow.
comes into sneaky stuff.
Spicy move.
Absolutely.
Is he friend or foe?
We will find out next time.
Now, Tumpy, you are wafting your sister down to the streets of Riven. And as you look back, you can see one and then another Birdman with bows out and spears at the ready, looking down into the city of Riven and pointing down to you. What would you like to do?
Do I see any trees nearby?
Yes, you are kind of near the river that segments the city, and so there's a lot of parks and trees and stuff nearby.
Okay. Tell me, right this way. I go behind a tree.
Absolutely.
And I come out the other side as an elderly troll.
Oh, interesting. Old troll walks around, and Tumpietta is trying to conceal herself behind the tree.
Look. Come on, man. What are you doing? Do they know who I am? Do they see me
They are
change?
going to try to recognize
There's
what's
no
going
way.
on here.
This is too good.
They rolled really. They know something's up right now. They're suspecting something's up.
Look, folks. Look. Look, folks. Look, I'm just no troll. I'm just an old troll. Look, old troll. Look, you lived under a bridge. Years, year 455. But look, I don't want any. Come on, man, I don't want any trouble.
As they look down at you, looking for the
His
owl
persuasion
person.
is, come on, man, I don't want any trouble.
Come on, man. He goes behind a tree.
Yeah.
Everyone's minding their own business. He just starts walking towards them. Come on, man. I don't want any trouble.
It's clear they're looking for the two owls they just lost track of. I would like you to make one roll first for your sister, a stealth check. She has the same stealth bonus as you.
Oh, she is dust in the wind. She's
Your
gone.
sister has managed to almost there were cracks in the trunk of the tree, and she's wafted into the tree using her gaseous form. She's completely hidden.
She's good at what she does.
Absolutely.
She's good at what she does.
Now, you, Tumpy, I need you to roll a deception check. You do have advantage because they don't know you had the ability to shapeshift, but you've got to beat a 23 in order to try to
Jesus.
trick them into thinking that you're not the person they were
said
just
with advantage?
after.
With advantage.
Wait.
25!
Absolutely.
Look, folks, fact of the matter is, you know who I am. You know who I am.
They begin
No idea.
looking around. They begin spreading out. You see another bird person kind of fly up to the rift. They begin spreading out and ignoring you completely, Tumpy. As they do so, you can hear cries from around the city as the Knights of the Division begin getting ready for what seems to them as attackers flying through the portal. And you are seeing blasts of energy begin hurtling up towards the bird folk. They begin getting completely distracted by this attack and evading these attacks that are coming their way. One retreats back towards the rift, while the other starts almost sending covering fire towards the knights. As they retreat away from you, you are completely safe from these pursuers.
Folks, that's not good. Look, we don't want that at all. Turn around, go back behind the tree.
Absolutely.
Come back,
You retreat behind the tree. You see your sister's gaseous head kind of emerge from out of the tree. That went pretty well.
Oh, look, who had it better than you could ever imagine. You ever would have imagined.
Could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah,
That is when you notice you are being watched. There is a
instantly transition.
And had you just shapeshifted?
I was in the middle of it when you said
Absolutely.
it.
As you're shapeshifting,
There we go.
what
There
are you
you
shapeshifting into?
Do my standard
Absolutely.
form when you look at what I was doing. That was good. Wasn't that innovative? I'd say. Big word. That's a big word. Wow.
Absolutely.
Big word. Oh, so big.
You notice that there is an armored knight of the division who is standing there, who just saw you shapeshift.
What did you see? You haven't seen anything, and you'll tell no one because you didn't see anything. Else, there would be probably a problem, I'd say. A quick one.
The knight of the division takes one step towards you, puts a hand on their sword, and says, "Nothing I haven't already seen, Tumpy," and then shapeshifts into an old man before your very eyes. Whoa! I am going to roll an insight check for you.
Yeah?
And your assumption is, of course, that this is your older sister.
Jenna, look what I've done. You look at me and you say, "You're the greatest brother we've ever seen, and I love you for what you've done." And that's good, because our sister is here. Now, she may be gaseous. She may be gaseous. But aren't we all? And I think that's okay, because we'll figure it out. We know we're smart. Smart. Lots of smarts. But how are you, sister? What's going on with you?
And as you're saying this, you're starting to realize something's wrong here.
Sister.
Tumpietta says it as you're thinking it. This is not Jenna Tump.
Who are you?
This is someone else. And for just a moment, as his face changes into a purplish, toad-like face, he reaches out and taps the paddle, causing the runes right around the scar where the paddle was refused together. The runes light up in blue. And he says, "Someone who's kept an eye on you for quite some time.
You like an uncle?
It's time to go, Tumpy.
Must be like an
Hurry, this way." And he points towards an open sewer grate nearby, a door whose portcullis has been opened that leads into the sewers.
Wow, I say. Wow. Wow. That's a big deal. Let's go, sister. I'm curious, I'd say. I'm curious. In some cases, curious. I waft her over.
Absolutely. And as you begin wafting and walking into the sewers, we will pause you right there and see where Sigmund and Dogbreath with their new friend have arrived. Sigmund and Dogbreath, you see as you suddenly emerge from out of this vortex that you've been pulled into, you think that you are still on the plane of air because you can see on the horizon in one direction that the skies are open and blue and full of clouds, just like the skies that you had just left. But the tower that you have arrived at, the skies around this tower are night skies full of stars. And you think that you are on what would be considered the edges of the plane of air, a horizon that seems to be being eroded into by the aberrant plane. This tower of dark magic rises up before you. And of course, this is a place, Benjamin Barvis Buckley, that you know quite well. The Tower of the Silent Symphony.
What the fuck? Where are we?
What has happened?
Sorry about the ride, boys. Welcome to my apartment. I lead them in. Bought it 3 years ago. After my music box did quite well. It was Tieflings at Sunrise, and perhaps you've heard of it. Anyways, I managed to afford this place. Watch your step, Dogbreath. As I enter,
I will look to Dogbreath for 1 second. What is that?
Can I do an insight check?
Absolutely, with an insight check. First of all, you recognize that he does seem to want to look out for you. He doesn't mean you harm. You feel sure about that.
Okay.
But there's something about his motives that he's concealing. Benjamin Boris Buckley's not telling you everything, and everything about this tower suggests aberrant magic.
Oh. And when the door opens, do I see people being tortured inside?
No, you do not. This looks like a tower of research and study, but research and study into forbidden lore.
1 second before we enter. Could we talk to you out here?
But of course.
Who are you?
Benjamin Barvis Buckley. Famed actor, musician. You haven't...
Have I heard of this guy?
Can I do a history check?
You already did history checks. Dogbreath, you said you rolled an 18, right?
Yeah.
You have actually heard of a performer in Haven, one of the many people who had been coming and going from the community, and he had been a performer, entertaining.
A good performer?
Yes. Yeah. A capable performer.
Very popular with the teenage girl crowd. I'm actually happy you don't know me that well. I've also been in some spectral theatrical visage plays. I was in Goblin Will Hunting, etc.
Yes, you were. And you know there was a sort of almost like Haven was trying to have a cultural nexus, like they were trying to bring in artists and stuff from Riven, artists who were maybe more willing to work outside the bounds and strictures of the city.
He's an actor from Haven. But this is an actor from Haven stuff.
How did you know to... First off, thank you very much, sir. You saved us from quite a dire situation, and you have my gratitude. What were you doing out there in such a dangerous place between the air and water armies?
Coincidence, my boy. And when I saw Dogbreath suffering, it reminded me that he had rescued my cousin. I felt obliged to help him. You being his friend, I helped you as well.
Sigmund, since you're hearing about this now, make your own intelligence check, or a history check if you have that skill.
That is a 12.
With a 12, you are able to remember that we did save a tiefling woman with blue skin from a water elemental that had possessed her.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Whatever that is.
Wait,
I'll describe her. She had beautiful woman, blue skin, tiefling.
Precisely.
And I remember Tumpy just clobbering her.
Saving her. We flash back to saving her. It's just destroying her.
Waking her. Yes, my family, she, last I saw her, she was being taken care of. How is she now? She was in the room with all of the other afflicted. Has she recovered?
She seems like the rest of them to be touch and go. Nonetheless, you saved her at that moment. We're in times that are treacherous. What little we do should be to help each other, I think. But come, we'll catch cold out here. Would you like a tea? Or soup?
Soup sounds nice.
I'm a little bit hungry, so I'll enter.
We enter.
You enter the tower.
We see pictures, among other things, of me with famous people.
Yes.
The Prince of Air's father and I shaking hands.
Absolutely.
And by pictures, I mean spectral framed images.
They're moving images. You see them animated.
do I recognize any of these people? I'm like a small town boy. I don't know if I...
Absolutely.
It's like a Michael Jordan poster.
Make a Arcana or History check.
12.
With a 12, all you know for sure is that yes, there's a lot of famous people here. You recognize enough of them to know how famous they are, but you recognize less than half of them because you're not as well acquainted with celebrities.
Isn't there an image, a moving spectral image of me with a famous plant?
There would be
If there were any famous plants.
image of you in a particularly there's an image
Just
of you
pissing on
standing
some fucking tree.
because you went to Haven and did so much performing there. There's a picture of you standing next to the oldest tree in the heart of the temple of the Eye of the Gods, and you're posing next to it.
And I can even just recognize that having these images, these recorded magical things, is quite expensive, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
This is quite impressive.
Your powerful illusions that have been created and made permanent.
I'm gonna let them move forward and talk about their pictures. I'm just gonna sit on the stoop, like in the first the stairway.
The foyer.
The foyer.
Mr. Benjamin, if you vote while you make the soup, my friend it has been a hard few hours for us. If you would give us a moment.
By all means.
I'm just buried in my head.
I'll go back to Dogbreath.
I pop in quickly. Green tea, oolong, jasmine.
Green, please.
Absolutely.
Samesies.
Copy that.
I touched Dogbreath's shoulder. Dogbreath, that sing on you, is it still there?
It should have just revived. I don't know what happened. Can I do a medicine check on if this thing is dormant, sleeping, or gonna zap my next friend into...
Absolutely, make a medicine check.
21.
With a 21, you feel very sure the eye is dormant, either because it wants to be, or you think more likely it's tired. It has gone into a dormant state after expending energy.
So it burst through his armor?
It emerged from out of his belly and then pushed his armor aside. Yes.
And so it's now just a distended belly.
It's now a distended belly with a visible lid.
Wow.
That is shut. Gross.
Has this ever happened before, Dogbreath?
You have to trust me. I didn't mean to do that to Chadrick. You have to talk to Master Lesnar. I have to pray. Can I feel? Can I know? Can I know that the realm I sent him to is safe?
It feels like cozy.
It feels comfortable realm.
Make an Arcana check to see what you know, or religion. I'd allow religion to see if you know anything about where you just sent what happened in Chadrick.
I rolled a 2.
With a 2,
He's doing good.
yeah, he's doing great. Yeah, with a 2, he's fine.
He might be back in Riven.
Did I see?
I mean, you saw a massive tentacles that the moment he fell through the portal, he just disappeared into it like it was the ocean.
I'll just nod my head.
I don't know though. We can't give up. I don't know how to say this. I felt this energy before. When I last saved the city 30 years ago, you know that aberrant magic took over the Temple of Attune and 4 heroes saved the city. That's not the whole story though. What the people know isn't all of it.
What do you mean, Dogbreath?
If I tell you this, you have to trust me. You have to know that this thing is just a part of me, but not my whole.
What happened, Dogbreath?
I was casting super sweet dispel magics. Super sweet. 3 of them. The 4 of us, we were able to take down this giant abyssal eye that was controlling the Voiceoid. And just as we saved the city, something came over me. I went over to the eye. I picked up his heart and knew that no one should have this power and meant to destroy it.
And were you able to?
I ate the heart. I didn't mean to. I gobbled it up and I thought nothing of it because I didn't have any stomach aches for 5-6 years.
Dogbreath, you ate the heart of an aberrant starspawn.
No one saw. And I thought nothing happened. And I look at my more skeletal hands. I thought I could handle it. I thought because of my other affliction that it was nothing. And then all of a sudden, my Revivify, my 3rd level spell, the one that Tomb blessed me with, did that to the Prince of Dukes. I don't know. But this feels like that heart awakening.
Stu?
Thanks.
For you. I'm going to wash up. I thank you both for putting your trust in me. I thank you.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm not feeling great at the moment. Appreciate saving me. I thought we were done for.
As he says this, it hits me so deeply that my eyes well up with tears. And so as to not look weird in front of these new people, I turn away and go to leave.
Thank you, Benjamin. We'll be done in just a moment.
My head turned, I nod.
No, it's totally fine.
Is there anything else you're not telling me, Dogbreath?
Yes. Yes. I'll look at the Holy Avenger.
As you look at the Holy Avenger typically hovers usually around 5 to 10 feet behind you and above you. And you do notice, I'm actually going to roll something for you. Okay, you are aware the Holy Avenger has almost been like leaning in during this story. And as you turn toward it, as though it's been watching you, you suddenly see a blur of motion as the Holy Avenger hurtles towards your stomach.
Motherfucker!
Blade first. It is hurtling
I catch it.
right for the eye. You try to catch it, is that right?
Yes.
Well, it was kind of a joke, but yeah.
Make an athletics check. You have advantage
Can I
because you
fucking
saw
do
it
that?
coming.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool guys.
Do I hear any of this?
It's not making any noise unless, Dogbreath, are you shouting anything as that happens?
I look up at the Holy Avenger, and it starts coming. No!
You hear no, and you're going to clap your hand. You have advantage because you saw it coming. You did go.
I'm going to
under
use my
insight check.
inspiration on this.
Oh, absolutely. You still have your inspiration. You can use up one of your inspiration to add an extra D6 on them.
Natural 20!
Natural 20! Absolutely, you did not need the inspiration.
Yeah!
You just catch it
Wow.
right here. And it was so fortunate, you're not actually sure if it was your reflexes or whether the Holy Avenger just wasn't trying that hard. But you catch it right as the point is about to hit the iris of the eye.
Oh!
At least where it would be.
I release my hands, and I say,
As you raise your hand, it hovers there, pointing right at the eye.
Holy Avenger, you were with me this whole time. I'm telling you the truth. The eye isn't everything. It's just a part of me. And I promise you, whether we have to cut this thing out using your blade, reforging my staff, and blessing this thing into an abomination, we will solve this together.
With advantage that you just earned, make a persuasion check.
So 15, and I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Absolutely, I would suggest with a 15, go ahead and roll a d6.
Rolled a 4, so a 19.
A 19 is enough. You think the sword moves forward 1 inch, pressing its tip against the eye, and then floats away behind you. And you've interacted with the sword for the past few decades. You know its personality quite well. You can read its body language, quote unquote. It's turning away from you.
Yeah, there's more. But please, need you to trust me. I have that part under control.
You want me to trust you after you sent Chadrick through a portal?
We'll do an insight check. See if
Can
you
I?
see if you trust me.
Absolutely.
I'm really serious about it.
You know that Dogbreath did not mean to do what happened.
I believe that at your core, Dogbreath, you are a good person. And I did know that you would never have done any of this on purpose. We will need to handle that eye, perhaps cut it out, but we have more important things to handle right now. We need to find a way to shut those portals, and if we still can, to find a way to bring back the afflicted. And I'm realizing it's starting to connect with me. Benjamin, are you... Benjamin!
I appear from
Just like this in the corner. Yeah, sorry, what?
without the hallway. Yes.
Your cousin, Belinda. My brother, as well, has has had that affliction for quite some time. You seem quite well versed in magic. I was just wondering if you were onto any leads or anything that might be helpful.
My leads are survive. That's all I'm on to. My magic is entertainment. You know, I came from nothing. I was born on the streets of Riven. I was lucky enough to make it on my wit, become a performer in the city, afford this that you see. My gift now is comradeship. No, I'm serious. That you two are here, that's my gift. You asked me if I have any leads on survival? Yes. Building connections. Surviving together. That's my lead. Sorry, I'm blabbering.
No. Sorry, Benjamin, no. I'm sorry for... You saved us back there. If you're trying to save your cousin, join us. My brother has the same affliction. I had hoped that Dogbreath might be able to help. I don't know if that's practical at this current juncture. But if you're still with us, Dogbreath, I'm still with you.
I think a message from a tune would help. And I'll just slowly move to the side.
He likes to pray sometimes.
Don't we all?
Sigmund, at this point, I would also just remind you that you do have the scroll that you acquired from Prince of Owl's study.
While Dogbreath prays, I remember that I have this. There is something. I'll let Dogbreath play and I'll start to unfurl it and see what I see.
Absolutely. Please make an Arcana check on that scroll.
I go to Benjamin and I say,
Absolutely.
I'm not very good with these things. I don't know if does this mean anything to you? I rolled a 13.
13. You know it's a very powerful scroll. We had already kind of concluded from just the size and intricacies of this scroll, you think it is a 9th level spell.
This is something
That's your
he's just
best
taken
guess.
out
I've
of
just taken
his
it out.
taken out.
So I say, can you read this, Benjamin? This is a tricky, trusting moment right here. I will ask, does this mean anything to you? But I'll keep it in my hands.
Absolutely.
I'm unfamiliar. Where did you get this?
In the battle, it was complicated. Does it mean anything to you? Can you read it?
Make an Arcana or Investigation check.
17.
With a 17, you can tell, first of all, this is a 9th level spell. Specifically, it is a divination spell, an extremely powerful divination spell that seems to draw on the power of the legendary prophets known as the Wind Dukes, masters of prophecy. And this scroll is designed to channel their power to learn the future and fate of one individual in particular, whose name is etched again and again as part of the ritual. That individual is Dogbreath.
Oh.
With a 17, you can just barely tell that if somebody else were to cast this scroll, first of all, it takes about 10 minutes to cast this entire scroll. The scroll will be destroyed, and then you would learn something about Dogbreath's future, apparently involving him in relation to the planes. But if Dogbreath were to be the one to cast it, he would gain the benefits of a foresight spell. That is the most powerful divination spell there is.
But Dogbreath also gets the first benefits.
He would learn his future, but primarily in the sense of getting information about what is happening 6 seconds before it happens.
And this is something that he cannot read?
Anybody can try to cast this spell.
But he doesn't. I'm saying.
Understanding
I
it.
understand what the spell
Yes.
does, but he does not.
He does not.
So what does it say?
This is fascinating. You see, Dogbreath's name is etched down here. This is a spell of dark magic. If this spell is to be cast, it is beyond my level of comprehension, but I intuit that it will harm Dogbreath immensely.
Oh, what does my insight say?
You must not cast this spell if you can help it.
Benjamin Barber's Buckley. Please make a deception
Wow.
You
Wow,
into the
dude.
spider's den.
check. Amazing. Make a deception check. I'd say with a 13 on his roll, he knows just enough that you don't gain advantage on this. He's not looking at a scroll, not knowing anything about it. So just roll one deception check. You need to beat, in order to lie successfully to Sigmund, a 21.
Whoa! This is a huge roll, baby.
This is fucking-
He has a +9.
I have advantage?
You do not have advantage.
I roll a 13.
A 13 is not enough. This is not dark magic, and you know it, Sigmund.
Does he know that I know that?
Make a deception check, and let me ask, what's your insight modifier?
Oh, you're just looking at each other like, I got an 11.
Ian, could I ask you to step over here for a moment? Benjamin Barber's Buckley.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. All right, so I don't know if I'm not a great liar. I'm not great. Thank you, Benjamin. Yeah, I roll it back up and I put it in my fucking pocket, and I keep a good fucking eye on this thing.
Yes. A dangerous spell.
I'd like to just take a moment, if you wouldn't mind, and I also like to pray sometimes. And I would like to go near Dogbreath, in eyesight, and I would like to cast Commune with Nature, which
Absolutely.
will tell me a little bit about this thing, but it will also take 1 minute of casting time.
As you start to cast Commune with Nature, I will just say that you are getting powerful aberrant signatures
Fucking
from this
A.
tower. You know now, you don't think, but know, we are on the edge of the aberrant plane, and there is aberrant energy all around you. Sigmund, you have gained level 11.
Fuck yeah,
Whoa.
on you, baby!
And that will bring us to Tumpy next. Tumpy, we last saw you being led through the sewers by a changeling who is not any of your family members. The only changelings you've ever met in your life. As you are walking along, Tumpietta is finally leaving her gaseous form. The potion is worn off. She settles down on the ground, but you notice she remains in her owl form. She doesn't leave it. And as you continue to walk, she sidles up to you. So do we know who this
I think
is?
he's an uncle. I can't be sure. Uncle
Did
Roger?
Mom or
'Cause
Dad have a brother?
I don't think so.
know.
But look at his. He looks like me. Go
He
ahead.
does, and Mom and Dad, they're normal. They're humans.
Right.
Where'd this guy come from?
And my brother? Do I have a brother? The mom
Do we
and-
have a brother? Do we have
Mom
another
would do
brother?
that to us. I don't think she would do that to us. But knowing Mom, she's quite a lot. She's quite a lot. So I think it's possible that maybe she does. I think maybe she'd.
Okay.
We'll get it out of
So?
him. I have faith, but this is interesting. I'd say.
Have you met him before?
I don't know
He
this.
tapped your
I
paddle.
know lots of I know lots of people. I know millions, if not billions of people. And in this case, I don't know him. And I don't know how it's crazy. Isn't that crazy? Most people would say it's crazy.
Hey, wait, that spear you've got on your back, where'd you get that spear from?
That's your ex-husband's spirit.
That's wind vein. That's a sacred relic from
Tim,
the
you told
plane
me
of
about
air.
this. I could have used this earlier. Didn't you tell me about this?
Absolutely.
That's tough.
Make an Arcana check for Tumpietta to see what she knows about wind vein.
11.
With an 11, all she knows is what her fiance told her, which is that's sacred. It's like held by the lords of the plane of air. They give it around on a rotating basis depending on the seasons. Like, you can't take that from the plane of air.
Well, you're one to talk, Miss I Love Orbs from other planes.
You notice she is trying to push the orb that she's got stashed under her wing further away. That's different because really, if I didn't steal that orb, you wouldn't have known where I was. And so it was actually a really good thing that I stole the orb, right?
Excuse me. When you look at what you've done, it's not good. You run away, you go to other planes. Oh, it's not your fault.
That wasn't my fault, though. I kind of got pulled through.
Beside the point, and you steal orbs that are causing wars.
That was kind of my fault.
That's your fault. That's your fault. And I think when you see it's not the same, you and I, when you've done, what you've done, not so good, sister. Not so good.
Okay, fine. You make a good point, but I guess, and she pulls out the orb and starts tossing it back and forth. I guess we've kind of gotten the better of this situation here. Maybe I can, and she holds it between her wings. Maybe I can use it to, try to find him. I think I still sense him, Tumpy.
Now let me take that up from you. That's not
No, I need it. I need to find him.
His head is no longer on his...
Not him. He wasn't in that body anymore. But I think he's still somewhere right now. I can still feel him.
Okay, make your call. You have 10 seconds. Okay, the reception's not going to be so good in the sewer, probably.
She looks into the orb. I don't know what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing him, but I'm not getting through.
Probably because he doesn't exist, because his head is no longer in his body, as I did say before. Let me see that. Or you can call people. That's how you called me.
That's how I reached out to you. Yeah.
I'd like to call several people. First and foremost, got my backlog of people. Let's see. I would like to call my sister Jenna Tump. How do we do this, Tumpietta? You rub it so strong.
She starts to demonstrate how it works. You attune yourself to the orb now, and you can make an attempt to scry upon Jenna Tump, but she gets a saving throw. I'm going to roll.
Do I have to roll something?
You don't need to roll anything, but she gets some... Oh, yeah, she failed that big time because you know her quite well, and so immediately you are scrying upon your elder sister, and you find her in a chair with knights all around her. And you realize she's being interrogated. She's not in a prison cell, but she's in one of the interrogation rooms that the knights use when they have a suspect. There are anti-magic runes in the cell, all in this room, all around her. And as they point a wand at her, you see she was attempting to change form. And as they blast her with the wand, she changes into her toad form, her changeling form.
Can you hear me?
She should be able to hear you right now.
Jenna, Tumpy, it's Tumpy.
She just thinks, Tumpy, who's Sir Tulip? They're looking for a Sir Tulip. I need you to tell me that that's not you.
No, of course not. I would...
Tumpy.
It's not me.
Make a deception check, please. With disadvantage.
12.
The 12. She got a 13.
Oh! Yeah.
She was Tumpy. You asshole. They know that there's changelings in their ranks, and now they think it's me.
That's not good. Well, I have good news. Great news.
What could possibly be the good news
Tumpy? You treat me so poorly for what you do. I'd say you're not so nice.
You've blown my cover, Tumpy. We're gonna all get caught now.
I found Tumpietta.
You found her. You see her eyes widen. You found her. Where is she?
I turned the orb.
You turned the orb. What's going on? She does not see you, apparently, just as you did not see Tumpietta when she reached out to you through the orb. She can hear you, she can't see you.
Modern
Turn
technology.
your camera on. Turn your camera.
Yeah. Well, she's with me, okay? I found her. She's with me.
I don't want to hear or see any shenanigans from you two. I will handle this myself.
That's fine. Not even a thank you, Tumpy. God, you're too much. I hang up. It's crazy.
Why don't you just hang up, Tumpy?
I do. I hang
Yeah,
up so
you
quickly.
hang up.
So quickly. My family is nasty.
How's she
sometimes.
doing? Says Tumpietta.
Your sister is something else. I'll tell you what. I just went interplanal. Oh, interplanal. I'm making friends. I don't like friends. And I save your life because you're frankly too much. I'm getting in fights with my whole family. And probably when you see what's going on, sister doesn't even say thank you, Tumpy. She doesn't even say thank you. Total bitch.
And that is when you hear the person leading you, this mysterious individual who now you are sure is not Jenna Tump, and you're pretty sure is not Mary Lou Tump. He says, "We're here. Careful. Stay close." And he looks around. You are in a hub where 8 different tunnels in the sewers meet. You have never been to this particular section of the sewers. It's one of the most ancient sections of the sewers. And he is touching what appear to be runes that begin lighting up on the floor of this circular room. Runes just like the aberrant runes on your paddle.
He touched my paddle.
When you said my uncle touched my paddle, I was just like, oh.
My uncle loves my paddle.
He begins touching runes in a circular formation around the center of the room. And as he does so, he checks to make sure that you are close by him. Did you step up close to him, or are you hanging back?
I'll come closer.
Absolutely. As you step closer, Tumpietta steps closer as well. And that is when the entire floor of this room begins to shake.
What
The
the hell's
circle
going
of
on?
runes lights up again
What are
in
you doing?
unison. And the platform that you are on begins to descend downward.
What the hell is
Tumpy.
going on?
The whole floor is an elevator.
Oh, and my chest is getting bigger, and you feel it. Everyone feels it, especially these people. It's really just, and I'm ready to use it. Oh, you see, it's big.
You're descending down into a layer beneath the sewers. And that is where we will pause you for just a moment.
All right.
And go back to Sigmund, Benjamin Barvis Buckley, and Dogbreath.
So I've cast my Communibus nature. I've learned to run the
Yes.
edge.
So there are no plants in this whole tower. There's no other
plants?
living beings, except that as you cast Commune, on the very edges of the effect of that spell, you're confident that it's not in the tower, but rather at the outer limits of where this spell reaches beyond the tower. You suddenly sense elemental presences appearing like dots on the radar.
Okay.
2, then 5, then 10. And that is when you hear alarms begin to sound throughout the tower of the Silent Symphony.
Okay, Dogbreath. Okay, I will telepass into Dogbreath's mind. I'll say, Dogbreath, sorry to interrupt. This is to your mind because I don't want him to hear what I'm saying. I say, I don't trust this man. There are elementals coming with us. I do not know from what plane. We need to leave now.
I look at the soup. It's cold. I knew something was up.
Benjamin Barber's
Very
you know
moment
this is your alarm
I
system.
enter and I say, there are elementals entering as we speak. We must leave. It is not safe here. Just echoing exactly what he had.
Absolutely,
I didn't hear him, but
100%.
I'm on the same page.
When we got here, we're on a floating island.
You're in a floating tower in the middle of nowhere.
Not a plant in sight.
Not a plant in sight.
Do you have any trees? No. Do you have a way out of here?
A way out? I do. It involves this scroll.
I've telepassed to Dogbreath. I say, Dogbreath, do not trust this man. We need to get out of here. It is true that there are elementals, but he is not to be trusted.
How many elementals? I'll fucking kill them all. Oh no.
I now out loud out of nowhere. You just hear me go 10 at least, and then
A window upstairs shatters.
I feel my stomach.
Your eye is still dormant right now.
They are getting closer. We have no choice. We must go. The way this scroll works. Now, I'd like to run a insight check because I noticed he just shouted 10.
Yeah.
Like I realized they're
Yeah.
talking to
Go
each
ahead.
other.
Yes,
perhaps.
I will roll that for you. You can tell they're having telepathic communications without you.
Now, I want to sense if there's a lack of trust here.
I'll roll your insight check now.
My deception is a 19.
19. You don't think there is any mistrust.
Good.
All right. This scroll is a plane shift scroll. We can transport from plane to plane, but right now the planes are in chaos. The only way it can be done is through the use of your eye.
Can I read the scroll quickly or look at it or glance at it and like tell what kind
Are
of
you
scroll it is?
showing this scroll to everyone?
Yes.
Make an Arcana check, both of you.
I
on
am
it.
not good at this. I got an 18.
18.
18,
wow.
both of you can tell what he's saying is 100% correct. This is an ordinary plane shift scroll. And he seems to be saying that even ordinary plane shift scrolls do not work normally right now without some sort of an aid.
Dogbreath, we use it. We need to get back to Riven now.
You can't trust. It could go rogue. It could go rogue.
The eye begins to shake and move around.
Use this. Who knows how to use this thing?
You're the spellcaster guy.
Yes.
You could use it, Sigmund, or Dogbreath could use it. You could use it as well, Benjamin Barbarous Buckley, but the eye is necessary and Dogbreath needs to be the one to command that.
Dogbreath, it will not go rogue. I can promise you this. Your eye has power beyond what you realize. Just as you are a healer, your eye will do the same. You really believe that? With all my heart.
Yeah.
All right. Doors are smashing open upstairs like someone is searching around who moves very quickly.
I have
It's
my
very
staff in my
powerful.
hands. This is not where I reforge my staff.
I give Dogbreath guidance
Absolutely.
and
I-
against
all
my
right,
better
cool.
intuition. Dogbreath, use the scroll. We need to get out of here now.
Fine. Emboldening bond. That's my
Emboldening
emboldening bond.
bond, absolutely. That's an extra D4.
Golden fucking hails of Fatune. Feels it good. You get a
Feels so
D4.
good.
Let me see the scroll. Plane shift. You must plane shift. We have to plane shift. Let's plane shift.
As you read the scroll, the words begin burning up, Dogbreath. The scroll is getting used. Let me ask, what plane are you trying to get to? Where in that plane?
Home, safe. Take me to Terran Wimblewather's house.
Absolutely! Taram, yes! Taram Wimbleworther, number one Dogbreath fan. You picture his home, the home he keeps inviting you to that you've never gone to.
You've seen it in
But he
magical
keeps like
imagery.
showing you
Super
photos
fan.
of it, and he keeps almost like dragging you by it, like we could just pop inside. And you've never entered, but you know what the outside looks like. You visualize, and then the eye flies open on your stomach and begins to dart around like it is looking all around for just a moment. Its gaze settles upon Benjamin Barbarous Buckley, and then it goes back to darting around like it is looking desperately for a path. And as you see planar chaos begin to whirl by around us, fire, then wind, and then water and earth, all hurtling by, you are attempting to navigate us. It's like the eye is almost creating a beam of energy ahead of it, like a drill burrowing through worlds. Dogbreath, I need you to please roll a D20 with no advantage, but you're getting 2 D4s added
guys.
to it.
And no inspiration either. For a 15.
For a 15. The eye is guiding you along. You think you see Taram's house for just a moment. And that is where we will go to Tumpy.
Oh!
Tumpy, as the elevator descends downward, you are emerging from the roof of a cavern. A massive cavern extends below you with structures at the bottom. And because of the vantage point that you currently have, you can see everyone moving to and fro from home to home in this sort of underground, cavernous village. And you know what they are. Every one of these creatures, though some of them are shape-shifting before your eyes into various human and elven forms. Every one of them ends up returning back to their natural form.
This can't be.
A pebbly, toad-like form with violet skin. There are perhaps 100 changelings
It's impossible.
living down here
It's impossible.
below the city.
That can't
And as you descend, they look up, expecting to see perhaps the one changeling who looks down upon them and waves.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
And then he gestures to you, and cheers begin to go up. Tumpy! It's Tumpy! Look, everyone! His sister is here! It's Tumpy! And they're pointing up towards you.
They know who I am. What is this? What is this place? Do we have cousins? We have a big family. Who are you? What? Do they like me? They seem to like me. They seem to like me quite a lot, maybe.
The changeling right next to you introduces himself. My name's Osmo. This is... Well, Tumpy, welcome home.
No way.
And a crowd begins to gather around the elevator as you literally descend from above down amongst them. It's like a scene from Cats. They're all just reaching up towards you. Oh, to touch the hem of your garment, Tumpy.
This feels grand. So grand. My people, and I transform. I always knew I had a big family. This is great. I always wanted to be king.
Tumpy, please roll with advantage a persuasion check.
Nat 20.
Amazing, incredible. Tumpy, you just fall into the crowd and you are carried off. Tumpietta says, "Oh, so what am I, chocolate?" And all of a sudden, somebody comes up with a bowl of grapes and begins feeding her grapes, and she just falls back into the crowd as well. Okay, I could get used to this. And immediately, both of you are carried away.
This is a lifestyle I always knew I would love. This is great.
Pass the grapes.
You are being paraded around and welcomed by the changeling community.
Thank you, everyone.
And that is where we will pause for today,
Amazing.
everyone.
Amazing.
Well done.
Let's go.
Let's go. Beautiful. Absolutely. Benjamin Barvis Buckley, when you stepped away from the others to take a moment for yourself, you were not merely hanging back. You stepped away to your communal ritual chamber, where you seek out visions from your patron.
I too like to pray.
Yes. And as you reach out with your mind, as he is sometimes wont to do, your patron reaches back. And you find yourself not standing in your ritual chamber any longer, but standing in an empty field of stars with a massive eye looking down upon you. And a voice in your mind says, "Speak the words again. Tell me, are you loyal to them or to me?"
Never to them. Always to you.
Then bring them to me. Bring me the eye.
Yes, my lord.
The vision ends just as you hear from the room you left Dogbreath and Sigmund in. Dogbreath crowd, "No!" And you arrive just in time to see the sword taking its position back behind his shoulder again. But you know what you need to do. And as the forces of the plane of air close in on your tower, and Dogbreath reads the plane shift scroll, you attempt to take control. Please roll a d20 and add the 1d4 that Dogbreath gave you.
A 1.
Oh, with a 4 total, you attempt to divert Dogbreath and company to the location of your choosing, but the eye remains under his control. And Dogbreath's intention remains clear. But for just a moment, everyone does see the night sky of the aberrant plane hurtle by before we arrive at our destination. A noble attempt.
Until next time.
Absolutely.